Food Bracket Challenge. We are here. DiFonzo Bakery, 724 Old DuPont Road. DiFonzo Bakery. They're here. They're in the final two. This is it. This is the Food Bracket Challenge. These guys, my good friends, Stefan and Chris, and what these guys have done, they put together this really interesting, I got to say, interesting food challenge. It's called the Food Bracket Challenge. Check them out on Facebook. But now we're at the end. We're at the end of the Tomato Pie Challenge, okay? So one of the finalists, DiFonzo Bakery. So that's what we're doing. We're going to come over here. We just got this tomato pie out of the oven. The corner slice is reserved for the camera guy, and every other slice is reserved for the limo guy. Right? So you guys. So the process is you've had all these challenges. You've got a bracket system going, and now we're down to the final two. How many were in the original first week of competition?
We had what was it? Eight per division, right?
Let's start back from the beginning. We had 8. We were sitting around one day. We love tomato pie. Actually, we love all food, Scott. So me and Chris, we sat around and we said, who's got the best tomato pie in the state of Delaware? We only knew of really 2 spots that we would go to, and that would be Black Lab and Serpy's. Then we started researching, and come to find out in the state of Delaware, several places that have great tomato pies. Back to Chris.
You covered it. That's absolutely right. So we're sitting around one day, and I said, hey, let's put together a food bracket, just like the NCAA. Let's bracket it out, see what we can come up with. Come with 2 different divisions. Came up with the Delaware Staples division, which we think are classic Delaware staples that you think about when you get tomato pie or bread. And then a wild card division, just people that you don't normally think about. ShopRite, Tony's Cafe.
Mama Jean is in the Newcastle Farmers Market.
And Black Lab.
Okay, so you guys are obviously fans of food, and obviously we don't miss a lot of meals, right? So that makes me part of the Food Bracket Challenge. No, I'm not, but I wish I could. But you know, I'm really excited to cover this first one. This is the inaugural competition, and this is some of the food that I really love, and I grew up on this food. So I take the cheese off of my pizza, and I eat a lot of tomato pie. So I'm really excited to see who you guys come up with as the winner. So we're at the DiFonzo Bakery now. This is a normal process, right?
How did it get here? Is that what you want to know?
No. I love how you guys do it. You guys come out, you take your stuff, you put it on the hood of the vehicle, and then you critique the food. So let's get this done. I want to see that.
Go ahead, let's dig into this.
Come on, Scott, jump on in.
You mind if I jump in? All right, man. That's Jimmy's. Okay. All right, corners for Jimmy. I'm going for this guy right here.
All right, I'll go for this one right here. So I like to look at it before I do anything.
I like to taste it.
Check the bottom out. You got a golden caramel bottom. Looks beautiful.
A nice, thick, zesty sauce. A lot of spices. You see some oregano in there, some parsley, some basil. It's not floppy.
Sits up nice and straight.
Nice
and
golden brown bottom.
I don't do all that stuff. I just start eating. You know what I mean? I just dig right in.
Well, we also write reviews on each place we go. So take pictures, write reviews. So when people come out, they really know how to experience it and enjoy it.
What's your feeling on this? Come on, give me your feeling.
I am speechless. I'm starving. I waited all week for this. It came down to this, DiFonzo's and Black Lab. This is the toughest competition I've ever been in, judging this. These two stores, DiFonzo's and Black Lab, have been crowned the best in the state of Delaware. It's going to come down to one. Toughest decision I'm ever going to make. Chris?
I'll tell you what, I love this pie. Absolutely love it. I love the way it snaps when you bite into it. It's got a nice little chewiness to it. Not any overwhelming spices at all. You get a little bit of everything. You get some garlic. You get some oregano in it.
I like the garlic.
I can't stop. I don't want to stop eating it.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless, Scott. It's delicious.
I'm really excited too. I don't do all the food analysis, man. I'm telling you, Jimmy starved me this morning on the way here. We didn't get anywhere. We didn't stop anywhere to eat. So I'm really excited about this. So I'm biased, and therefore I won't even comment. Okay. That's not fair. I'm really excited to be eating this. This is delicious. This reminds me of some of the tomato pie I used to have when I was a kid. So, listen, I'm hearing it's favorable, and what we're going to do is we're going to go inside. We're going to talk to the owners about their tomato pie and their whole process, and then we'll head over to Black Lab, right?
Here's what I want to say about these great stores. Make sure you order ahead, because if you get here too late, these pies and rolls will sell out. So plan ahead, plan accordingly. It's so delicious, it sells out.
It's so delicious, it sells out. It's so delicious, I keep stuffing my face. Right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Hey, Chris, excellent analysis of the food, man. I got to say, you too, Stephen. Let's head inside. I know they have great tomato pie here because I just had some. I can't wait to talk to the makers and talk about the history of DiFonzo Bakery. Who are you?
I'm Mrs. DiFonzo, Anthony DiFonzo's wife.
Mrs. DiFonzo, tell us a little bit about this wonderful bakery.
My father-in-law started it in 1945. He came over from Italy. He married my mother-in-law, and together they started the business on 812, 814 North Union.
And when did you move over here?
My son now owns it. He opened November 17th of last year, I think.
So.
Don't get that.
So we got it. Don't worry about it. But
Okay.
the point is all of those wonderful, delicious recipes came over from my old country, right? Didn't they?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. With my father-in-law, God bless him.
And it was such a delicious, unbelievable tomato pie. Thank you so much. And so you guys are competing for the food bracket challenge. And how do you feel about that? You guys are down to the final two, and we're going over to the other bakery in a little bit to see what they have as far as tomato pie. How do you feel about that?
Very confident.
Very confident.
All the bakers are friends. We don't really compete against each other. We really care for each other. That's the bakery
Community.
togetherness. That's right. We don't try to hurt one another. We work together. But I'm very confident.
Well, I got to say, they have got some serious competition. We're heading over to a Black Lab Bakery. But before we head over to Black Lab Bakery, what else do you offer here? It's a full-service bakery, isn't it?
To a point, we make. Would you like to know what we make right now? Or
Go ahead.
What we will be making later.
Give it to us. Everything.
Right now, we're making our rolls, the famous DiFonzo roll that we're noted for. We make sub rolls, bat breads, pizza breads, rye bread, dinner rolls. They're about the size of an egg. Right now, that's all we're doing, along with the pizza,
Okay.
tomato pizza. But later on, we're intending to put out some biscotti and probably Italian sweet bread and things like that. But not right this minute.
Oh, I can't wait for the Italian sweetbread. Thank you so much. I can't wait. Whose recipe is that? Is that yours?
No, it's my father-in-law's.
All right. Let's head over to Black Lab Bakery. Let's see what they got as far as tomato pie. I need to clean up my face. Black Lab Breads. Here we go. This is their product. We're taking it to the hood. We're taking it to the hood because that's a vital piece of this whole process, okay? This is the hood action now. Black Lab Bread. I'm excited about this one because it looks so different, doesn't it?
It does. Completely different. And that's what we've noticed from all the places that we've been so far for this challenge. Every place has a different look. Every place has a different taste. Every place has a different feel, which makes it unique.
What are your initial feelings?
It's going to be tough again. It always is tough coming down to the finals here. It does look different. One thing about Black Labs, they have specialty breads. One thing that they don't have at DiFonzo's. But in the food bracket challenge, in the tomato pie challenge, we only stick with the competition with the original pie. So all we're going to do here is taste the original pie. We're going to save these other tasty pies for after we come up with a decision and we crown the Super Bowl champion of tomato pies.
All right, did you hear that, Chris? Stay with the original pie, okay?
Stay with the original pie.
Do not go outside with the specialty pies.
Do not go outside that
Okay,
box.
well, you know what? You guys are doing the judging. I'm going with the specialty pie. Dig in. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I couldn't help myself. I went outside of the standard tomato pie. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. It's got peppers on it. It's delicious, man. I'm really having a hard time here, differentiating from DiFonzo's to, Black Lab. So, but these, my opinion doesn't. My opinion is worthless. It's absolutely worth. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is what these guys over here say. Chris, Stefan, let's see what you guys are thinking. How is it going for you guys?
This pie is phenomenal. It has definitely a lot snappier crust, a little chewier. than the other at DiFonzo's, and the sauce, it's good. It's real good.
These guys were the best from the beginning, but they really stepped up their game today. Snap, crackle, and pop in the sauce, the bread, everything's phenomenal. Again, speechless. Again, it's going to be one of the toughest decisions in my culinary career.
How long is your culinary career?
Well, take a look at me. I haven't missed a meal. I've been eating for 40 years right now, so I'm pretty sure I got a long, good career with eating food and tasting food and loving food.
Okay, Chris, what about you? Talk to us about your culinary expertise and what classifies you and certifies you as a food bracket challenge food evaluator.
I like to eat. That's it. There's nothing funny about it. I like to dig in and enjoy myself, hands down. And you know what? I want to say something before we wrap this thing up here in a little bit. Even though it's the finals, even though we're picking the winner today, I think every shop in this bracket is a winner. We've brought publicity to these places. We brought customers to these places that have never heard of them. And I think right there alone, everybody in this bracket is a winner. Absolutely,
and that's what we're doing here by bringing TV to this thing, because we think you guys are onto something special here, and it certainly is tasty. So we're going to take a little break here. We're going to come back with the final decision. It's going to be grueling. I'm sure it's going to be a knockdown fight, knockdown drag-out fight on the hood. But it's not just about the tomato pie. It's about everything that goes on here at Black Lab Bakery. Tell us about what's going on.
We do everything here. We have very limited machines. We do everything by hand, kind of the old school way. We don't do it like they do it. We have some different fermentation techniques that we use here. We don't speed rise anything. Everything is made and sitting in that refrigerator right there. It's not really a refrigerator. It's about 50 degrees. It's a nice, slow way for all the bread to rise. And it really develops the flavor of the grain too, much more so than if it's rise it and shape it and bake it as fast as you can. It doesn't have enough time to develop any.
And so the nuances of the fermentation.
Right.
So what we need to do is we got to understand that you're just not cooking in a regular roll oven. You're letting the process carry out, and that's a beautiful thing. Like your oven is different, isn't it?
I mean, everything over there, what they're doing right now is shaping. That's very important. The mixing is very, very important. We're tedious about everything we do here at every single step. When that comes out of there, I don't like. I like stone. Something magical happens when bread hits that stone. There's something about it where metal ovens don't seem to cut it. For me, anyway. Not for real old-fashioned. When you want that old-school, crusty, nice bread, you know what I mean? Stone gives it to you. So that's what we use here. And it's more labor-intensive for sure. It's much easier to use like a tunnel oven where you put it in one side and it comes out the other side. It's much easier. But that doesn't develop a nice. It doesn't develop that same crust that you get from a hearth stone. You know what I mean? Yeah. Our sauce, our dough, everything is we just go a little overboard. Even our cracked black pepper, we crack by hand. We don't buy anything ground. Any seeds that we buy are caraway and our rye. We grind that fresh every day. We don't buy a 50-pound bag of ground caraway because it just doesn't. It loses something. And a lot of people think some of our regular pizza is hot and spicy because they've never tasted real cracked pepper before. When you get that, and we like that precocious bite that you get of that black pepper with roasted peppers, you know what I mean, or the mushroom with a little bit of coarse salt and a nice piece of cracked black pepper you get in there. It's kind of nice. Every once in a while you get that little bite, you know what I mean? Yeah. Our mushrooms we buy fresh. My father grows mushrooms. We buy them fresh. Saute them off. We don't put nothing raw goes on a pizza. Nothing irritates me more than raw mushrooms thrown on a pizza. Everything's sauteed off, olive oil, garlic, and then we dress our pizza, our dough that we've risen overnight. Everything, even to the right end, we always hit all our white pizzas with a little bit of we have an herb oil that we make here. And fresh herbs go on top of it, so the herbs fry in the oil. Just everything that we do here is just 100 little pieces that all have to come together. It's not something that, and we don't. none of our doughs really multitask as other things. For example, our semolina bread is a separate dough. Our whole wheat is a separate dough. Our roll dough is a separate dough from our Italian dough, which is a separate dough from our pizza dough. So we mix a lot of different doughs here. We don't make one dough and then make pizza with it and rolls and Italian loaves and multitask it. So we're really in tune. Our rye, we use dark rye, pumpernickel, white rye flour. We use a lot of expensive flours, and our rising time, it makes us, it causes us, it kind of makes it a little more expensive to do it this way because it's so labor intensive and time consuming. But the finished product is out of this world.
And that's it. That's Barry. The details are what counts, especially with inside of this food bracket challenge. Congratulations for making it to the final two, Barry. Can't wait to taste it. So let's go check out what the food bracket guys think and what the limo guy thinks, because that's the only thing that matters is what we think. The guys are still talking about it, but I think we have come up with a decision. Let's go over and check out what's going on here. Let's get the decision. Guys, I'm really excited about this. Talk to me. What was your choice? What was your choice? And then we'll define who the winner is, okay?
Go ahead, Stefan. He wants to say something first.
First, let's say we're not taking anything away from any of these great stores. They've all had phenomenal pies. If you haven't tried any of these stores on the bracket, get out and try each and every one and find out for yourself which one you like and what taste you like. They all have different tastes, different flavors, different complexities, all great pies. You can't take anything away from these guys. It was a tough decision. It's come down to Black Lab and DiFonzo's. And again, the toughest decision I've ever made. But there only can be crowned one winner of this challenge.
You're killing me. Come on, man.
One champion.
I know you guys are all sitting on your seats. You're all waiting for the winner.
Come on, man.
I'm going to leave it up to Chris. He's going to give you the news.
Man, the suspense is killing me, really, seriously. I mean, come on, Chris, who is it?
Well, as you know, DiFonzo started in Black Lab's building. And Black Lab came in after DiFonzo's left, and they had big, big shoes to fill. And I think they're doing a phenomenal job at it. Mr. DiFonzo's still around, still helping his son out, building and growing that business, which is a phenomenal business. But you know what? At the end of the day, the pie today that stood out the most to me reminds me of sitting down at my Nana's table, having tomato pie with her, DiFonzo's.
DiFonzo's Pizza, DiFonzo's Bakery. You're saying DiFonzo's Bakery wins this competition, the first inaugural food bracket challenge, tomato pie classification. This come down to DiFonzo's Bakery.
DiFonzo's is the winner of the 2014 Tomato Pie Challenge.
Unanimous decision. DiFonzo's over Black Lab, unanimous decision.
Gosh, thank you so much, guys. What a great competition. What a great day. And we look forward to many future food bracket challenges. What's the next food event? What's coming up next? What can the viewers get excited about? What can the vendors get excited about producing for your show? Come on, talk to me.
Remember, check back Food Bracket Challenge on Facebook. Next challenge up, Cheesesteak Challenge.
And the challenge isn't over until everybody gets home safe.
Cheesesteaks are up next.